So here we go. Welcome back. I don't know if you guys are just got home or if you've been back a couple days, but you might be feeling a little stiff from your travels, so we'll try to work around some of that today. And let's just get comfortable here. Let's have the legs fully extended, right? Arms away from the body. So pretty much a savasana, right? That corpse pose. We want to just have the body have a minute to rest from, whatever else has been going on this morning or the last few days, whatever. Everybody seems to have a lot going on right now. So let's take a moment to focus on the body and focus on breathing. So start to slow down. Turn my music down. Start to slow down your breathing, all right? Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. All right. Allow the breath to start coming further than just the neck and throat, right? That's how we kind of breathe throughout the day. We want to feel this expanding into the chest, then with the body, so that's the lungs, right? All the way around, rib cage moving away from the center of the body, and then getting the belly involved without being really forceful about it, right? We want to just take that breath in, continue. It's a slow breath and it's a big, deep breath. Feel what the belly expand outward. Now, as you exhale, belly comes down, the breath continues up. As you exhale, let the whole body respond to that. Let the body just get a little more comfortable, a little more relaxed. And keep in mind what's going on in your mind. We always are thinking of usually more than one thing at one time, right? Your brain is all over the place. Things that you have to do, things that are happening right in the moment, and then what happened before, right? So really try to focus your thoughts and channel that into the body today. Nothing else is important right now. So the breath comes in, feel that body expand. It feels so good to get all that fresh oxygen in there, right? On that exhalation, of course it's coming through the nose, but I want you to imagine that it's coming out of every part of the body, just whooshing out and letting you get more relaxed. This is a good tool to be able to use sometimes trying to fall asleep if you're really having trouble with that. Meditation's another good one for that. But even just if you're having a moment that you're feeling anxious, and that translates sometimes into our body from just feeling a little bit nervous into an actual anxiety attack. So knowing how to use your breath for that can sometimes help you just calm down. I know when I start getting a little worked up, if I'm driving or whatever, and I just focus that, take a breath slowly in through the nose. Slowly exhale. You can exhale through the mouth, but just let yourself know that you're letting go of that tension. It's not going to ever serve you, right? I mean, life or death situation maybe, but in general, day to day, we do not need that. It just harms us. All right, so we've worked on our breathing a little bit. Let's just get the knees bent. The heels are going to line right up with the hips. So just kind of lift the hips up, move them down a quarter inch, half inch, whatever. Settle in. You're going to feel that the hips are even with each other. We have a little bit lower back curve here. I'm going to keep my jacket on a couple of minutes till I warm up. And then arms are going to come right next to you with the palms down. So stretch the arms down, broaden across the front of the chest. So we don't want that rounded chest. We want it open. The neck is long. See how that feels. Can you maintain your breathing here? There's going to be a lot of focus on our breath today. All right, let's do a couple more here before we add any kind of movement. Maybe even count the breath. We've worked on it for a while now, right? We want to take a moment as the breath comes in, however quickly you like to count. Then exhale the same way, all right? Now, one more full breath, and then we're going to add some movement. All right, here we go. On the inhale, arms just float up. Don't forcefully bring them up. Let them just float up and overhead. Continue that breath in until they get as far up as possible. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring them back down. So my breathing's off a bit because I have to talk. It doesn't work the best for that really focused, deep breathing. But if you want to, you can go even beyond the slow yoga breathing. You can go into that Ujjayi breathing, which we don't talk about a lot in here. Some people like it and some people do not like it. So basically it's kind of letting the tongue lift up a little bit in the mouth, and it's kind of that little whispery, noisy kind of breath in the back of the throat. So that's another thing you can focus on. And again, it might be harder to do when you start moving, but it's a good place to practice when we're just lying here and just working really minimal with the body movements, right? So let's do one more. Now this time I want you to kind of just leave the arms right here for a minute. I want you to circle your wrists a few times. Do you do this throughout the day? Do you do things that require a lot of hand and finger movement? Circle them both ways, right? Computers or crafts or, I don't know, just all kinds of stuff, right? Really keep them in a fixed position. So spread the fingers out. This is just like we do with our feet. Flex your hands both ways, in and out, side to side, right? And then stretch all the way up and let the arms just lay on the floor. Now you can bend the elbows a little bit here. They can go all the way to shoulder height. You can have the arms up or V out, but I just want them to try to be extended as much as you can with your shoulder mobility. And then the backs of our hands are just kind of lightly resting on the floor or the mat. And the fingers don't have to be forced open. You can let them be soft and a little bit curved in. And just see how that feels on your shoulders. All right, if it's a little bit much, you could always opt to do one arm and then do the other arm, or this is when you can start to bring them down a little bit. If you want to feel them both down at the same time, just lower them in relation to your shoulders. All right, take one more breath here. Now this next inhale, we're going to reach overhead, even if they're off the ground now. And then exhale, bring your right knee into your chest. Inhale, reach overhead, put the right foot down. Exhale, bring the left knee in. So now we're just adding these knee to chest movements. And really you're doing a couple of things here. You're going to feel the back of the leg start to stretch right as it goes up into the hip. Continue that at your own pace. But also notice what's happened when that knee pulls in. It also allows your lower back to press into the mat and kind of spread out lengthwise and get wider. Continue that overhead stretch. And that's just such a good feeling to feel those muscles all just kind of stretching in every direction. Let's do right and left, alternating last time. Again, catch up, or if you're ahead of me, you can go ahead and stay on the right when you get there. All right, so going overhead, again, the right knee in. We're just going to stay here and just see if it gets to feel a little more comfortable. Try to not have that tension in the foot or the hands too much. Just use the hands gently here. Another breath in and out. Feel that leg pull in just a little more if possible. And then just extend the foot up. Flex the right foot, point the right foot. Flex and point. Work nice and easy at first. Pay attention to how it feels, and then you can move faster or move bigger when you're ready. So nice and easy, circling around. Good. And go the other way. Once that foot and ankle feels nice and warm, we're going to bend the knee and then just extend. Do this slowly. Don't snap that knee. Don't lock it tight backwards. Just bend and straighten a couple times. And then let the kind of the knee joint stay relaxed and work the knee around to work into the right hip. Just a few each way. And we're not going to do a long extended warm up here today. But we do want to get those joints warmed up before we stand up or before we start going a little bit bigger. So once this knee feels pretty good, or I'm sorry, this hip feels pretty good for moving the knee around, we're going to come into our thread the needle. Press the knee out to start. And stay right here if you like. I'm going to go ahead and take the left foot up. Come if you want to. I need to go to my screen because there's something that keeps popping up. I want to see if I can stop that. Sorry about it. It's always some weird technical thing here. Where is it? Oh gosh, I wish I knew what I was doing on this stuff. Oh, here, maybe it's here. Of course, if I lay down, it'll start like something popping up from the bottom. I don't know what kind of a notification it is, but I don't want it, so I'm just going to ignore it. That'll make it go away. All right, so we're going to thread the needle. Go ahead and bring the left foot down if it's not already. And then take that right knee into the chest one more time. And then real easy extension. Extend the leg up. You don't have to straighten the knee. You can if you want, but extend it up. Press the heel away. And replace it. We're just going to start all over again on the left. So get the knees bent again, arms right next to you. Take a breath in and out. And then the next inhale, arms go over the head, and this time exhale, the left knee's going to come in. Again, we're just going to start right here, pulling the knee to the chest. Extend the foot up. Starting out flexing and pointing. Nice and easy here. And then circling the ankle. All right, make sure you go, a few times each way. Oh gosh, that thing is popping up. Driving me crazy. All right, so once we've got the foot and ankle warmed up, right? We want to bend the knee and slowly extend the foot back up. Do that a few times. And then keep the knee bent and let's move the knee around and work into the hip a little bit. All right. Now, after you've warmed up the hip a little bit, then we go into that thread the needle. So left foot to the right knee, press it out. You can stay right there, or you can bring that foot up. All right. And then we're going to bring the right foot down, pull the knee back in just for a moment. Extend the leg up, a little stretch here. See how that feels? Ooh, I'm tight today. Ugh. How are you guys liking the time change? I don't like it. I know eventually I'm going to like it when the weather is a bit warmer and I can be outside in the evening, but right now the mornings are really tough, I have to say. Trying to go to bed earlier, but that's not helping because of course it feels even earlier on my body, so hope you're dealing with it. I should be using my yoga breathing, right? Okay, go ahead and bring the knees in, roll the back a little bit. Every direction. And then we're going to come up and we're going to be just sitting on the mat. Now, if you want to be on a folded blanket or pillow, cushion, bolster, what have you, feel free to do that. We're going to do a couple things here. Now, these cross-legged positions personally are really challenging for me. Just being able to sit here is quite a victory, right, after having the hips done. But, you know, my forward flexion, pretty limited. But it's still good. I have to make myself do the things I don't like. And I know it's good for you too, even if it's not your favorite position. So when you get cross-legged, notice which leg you put in the front. That's probably the one that's the most comfortable for you. But of course, we have to always balance things out. So we'll do the other side in a moment. I do recommend you get in the most comfortable one first. We'll be in it a little bit longer than the second one, but we're gonna do all the same movements. So once you get cross-legged, make sure you're not rounded forward. You want the shoulders over the hips, just like when we're standing in our mountain pose. All right, roll those shoulders back, open the chest. Take the arms over the head, inhale. Now exhale, forward bend. Imagine that you're gonna bring your chest beyond the cross legs, right? Now I know realistically that's not gonna happen for me. I'm gonna bring my hands down. Now as I inhale, I'm gonna lengthen the spine and move forward. So I'd rather you be here than here. Does that make sense? See how my back's rounding backwards? We want the back long as we move forward. So have the hands wherever you like. It can be on the legs, but really keep thinking of the heart pointing forward, all right? And as that body weight moves forward, it might get more uncomfortable in the hips or the knees. Now, if your body's absolutely in pain, any joints in pain, open the legs, extend them in front. Just wait until we're done with this. You can do a lot of the same movements. Let's say if you can't sit like that anymore, you can do all the same movements with your legs extended. But if you're still with me here, come out of that forward bend, bring the hands to the legs, sit up nice and tall. Take one hand out to the side, other arm reaches up, get long, inhale, exhale, stretch over. Now don't lean over and bring the hip up. Keep the hip down and take the body over. You can come down to the elbow. You can keep the hand right here. I don't want the arm to move in front of your face. It would be kind of hard to get it behind. That's a really nice stretch, but try to keep it pretty much lined up right over the body. And then turn and kind of look at that hand that's down on the mat. And then turn and look up under that raised arm. Now as you come up slowly, bring this hand in. Take this hand to the opposite side of your head very gently with those fingertips. Press this hand down, but pull the head away from that shoulder. So we don't want that to happen. We want the shoulder to stay down, and just try to lengthen through the side of the neck here. All right, let's start over again with the other side. Bring the arms up, inhale. Exhale, go the other side. So same thing, take that hand or elbow down, reach up and over. And don't just get to a stopping point. Continue to work on it. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Again, get to somewhere that's fairly comfortable, or maybe it's a little challenging, but you're able to hang out there. Now, turn and look toward the hand that's on the mat. And then turn and look up under that arm. And all the way back up. All right, we've had those legs crossed for a little while now, haven't we? Extend them out in front, shake them out gently. Bring the arms up, inhale, forward bend here. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, lengthen the back. Exhale, continue to move forward, getting into that forward bend as deep as you can. And then we're going to eventually cross that other leg in the front. All right, slowly come up out of that. Crisscross the other way. It's funny because I find this one harder to do, even though this is a hip that was done much longer ago. We're going to start the same way. So once you're in that position, again, notice what's happening. If your body's protesting too much, come out of it. But inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Again, reach those arms forward. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, move forward a little bit. So just ease into it. See where you can go today. Oh, I just thought of what I messed up, what I forgot on the other side. So we're going to have to do it on this side. Take the arms up. Go to the second side that you did. We didn't do that neck stretch. So come on over here. Remember, we were looking up under the arm. Then as we came up, I forgot to do this. So take your fingertips to the side of the head. Very gently pull away and keep this hand pressing down. All right. Oh, that's a hard one. All right, so we're come back up. We're in that crisscross position. What we're gonna do now, this is the last thing we're gonna do here, is a little bit of a cat and cow like we do when we're on hands and knees. So I want you to bring your hands to your knees. Inhale, straighten the spine, lift the heart. Exhale, round the back, pull the belly in, let the head drop down, so chin's on your chest, like if we were on all fours, the head would be hanging down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Now we're not arching the lower back, but we are lifting the chest up. Exhale, like cat pose. Pull the belly in, round it up, and let the head drop. Let's do two more. Inhale, straighten the back. Lift the chest up. Exhale, arch the back. Drop the head. Last time, inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, arch the back. Now inhale, come back to a straight back. Uncross the legs one more time. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, forward bend, reach forward and down. Inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, move forward. All right, now as you come up out of that, we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So make your way there. Have your blocks ready if you think you might use them later. I'm going to bring mine a little bit closer up here. All right, so we're going to do just a little bit more warm up here. We're going to make our way to the top of the mat and do a little bit of warrior work. And then we're going to do a little bit more when we come back down to hands and knees. So let's start out here. Everything's lined up. Make sure you don't lock those elbows too tight. They want to be a little bit soft. Now, shoulders away from the ears. Focus on the breathing. Get that all the way to the belly again. On the exhale, pull the belly in. Keep the back straight for the first two. Inhale, expand to the belly. Expand into the chest. Exhale, contract. Now inhale, easy cow pose. So just start by lifting the chest and tailbone a little bit. We've worked on the back just a little bit. Exhale, arch it up. Inhale, lengthening, lifting. Exhale, arching up. We're getting more into cat and cow now, so try to get longer through the spine. Try to arch more, feel more space between those vertebrae. Inhale, lift the chest and tailbone. And exhale, arch up. Let's do two more. All right. Inhale back to all fours. Tuck the toes under. Exhale, downward dog. This is a short little dog to start with. Stretch the sides of your body. Press away from the hands. Shift the weight from one foot to the other. I'd like you to have your hands close enough in that you're able to get those heels down. I don't know about you, but when I'm in my full downward dog, my heels are never quite on the mat. I've got really, really tight Achilles tendons. So I do like to feel this when I can. So just sometimes it involves just bringing the hands in a little bit. Move the head gently one way and then the other. Again, really, I want you to really feel the sides of the body like someone is just pulling your hips back and letting your body lengthen as much as possible. Now, walk slowly to the front of your mat. Now you're going to get to about halfway, maybe where your hands were. Hang out there for a minute. Walk the hands a little more to the very front. And then when you can bring the feet under it, then relax completely in that forward bend. Again, I want you to feel tension in the neck and then When you let it go, you want to just feel that head just hanging like a pendulum. Tighten the belly and let yourself roll up. So inch by inch. I bend the knees a little bit. You can have the hands away from the body, or they can come to the thighs and support you as you make your way upright. Now, once I'm upright, shoulders up and back. Lift that heart. All right, find that perfect mountain pose. So we'll do a little bit of forward bends here. And again, we're going to get into our warrior work pretty quickly. You can see this thing popping up. Is it working? There we go. How do I do that? Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. I hope you can still see me because I just accidentally. Oh, yeah. Where's my camera? Okay, you're back. I'm back. I don't know what happened, but okay. So here we are for mountain pose. Take one more full breath in and out. Now, on the inhale, if you've got room, sweep those arms out. Bring the hand to the heart. Exhale. Make your way into that forward bend. Use your block if you need it. Inhale, lift halfway. Now, straighten the back. I want you to feel like someone is pulling the crown of your head forward. You're pulling that belly in as tight as possible, right? Exhale, forward bend. Roll it up. Head comes up last. Arms come out and up. Hands to the heart. Back to mountain pose. And again, inhale. Now you want to roll down and up. That's fine. You want to move on. We're going to extend the back. Lead with the heart as you come into that forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, extend as you come up. Arms come away. Over the head, little back bend if you like. Come back to mountain pose. Moving on this time. Inhale. Exhale, dive over. Inhale, halfway lift. Now exhale into your forward bend. Walk back to your downward dog. Can you get into that downward dog from here? Maybe take the feet further back. Now lift those hips up. Stretch through the sides of your body. All right, inhale, come into your plank. Modify that plank anytime you like. Exhale, lower. Now come into your cobra. Inhale, really pull the belly in so you don't use that lower back. Exhale, back to child's pose. Keep the arms extended as you bring the hips back. Take 2 more breaths here. Now take both hands to the right side and take that left hand and reach beyond the right hand, right? So you're really getting that whole left side stretch. Slowly to the middle, other side, right hand reaching further than the left. Again, if you're ever going opposite me, don't worry about it. Just make sure you balance it all out and always do each side, right? Come back to the middle. Come to your downward dog. Walk it back up. Come back up into your forward bend. Hang here. Grab your opposite elbows and relax. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up. Again, rolling up or extended back. Hands to your heart. Back to mountain pose. All right. This time, when we get into it, we go through that little flow on the mat. We're going to get into some warrior work. Feel free to transition differently if it's going to work better for you today. All right, here we go. Start out in mountain pose. Always get that body in the perfect mountain pose. You could stay here for a minute or two just breathing. Feel it all the way to the belly still. All right, here we go. Arms up, inhale. Again, rolling down or extended back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. This time step into your plank as you get there. Inhale, exhale, and plank. Inhale again. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Just for 2 breaths. Come back to downward dog. This time, step your right foot forward. Come up to warrior 1. Again, if you can't quite get there, you can bring the feet in closer. You can always join us from the top of your mat. But once you're here, I want you to really find that that warrior 1. So this front leg is bent. The back leg is not. But you want to angle that hip or that foot out a little bit so your hip can pull around to the front. So you don't need to be way back here for warrior 1, right? Arms up. Shoulders down. Even now, we want to think of lifting the heart up a little bit. Take a breath in and out. Take a breath in. Exhale, open to warrior 2. So you're going to move that foot more to the middle of the mat. Turn the whole body. So sometimes we turn the body, we kind of forget about the hips. They need to come too. All right, here we are. Warrior 2. Looking over that right hand. Now reverse warrior first. So don't straighten the leg. We're just going to go from here up. Keep that nice bend in the right knee. Come back to warrior 2. Side angle pose. Lean into the leg. Take the left arm up. Now you can always have a block lower if you want that. You can extend this left arm up and over the ear if you like. So either here or here. I want you to take 2 more breaths. Now wherever that arm is, I want you to sweep it behind you. Try to reach around to that right hip crease and open that left shoulder more and look up. Keep the neck long. So don't look straight up. It shouldn't pinch your neck. All right, extend the left arm up. Inhale. Stay there. Exhale. And come back to warrior 2. Inhale. And exhale into it. All right, one more full breath here. Now turn to warrior 1 as you inhale. Now lift up that left heel, inhale. Exhale into your high lunge. Find your balance here. Make sure you really tighten it up through the middle. One more inhale, exhale here. Next inhale, exhale, twist to the right. So reach that right arm forward. Now don't lean too much. Try to spiral the body right in the middle. Keep the weight centered. And inhale, bring the arms back up. Exhale all the way back down into downward dog. So get your hands on the mat, walk or hop that foot back, come to your downward dog. I'm going to turn around. We're going to do the other side right away, but if you need a break, go to your child's pose for a moment and then join me when you're ready. All right, here we go. Take one more breath here in your downward dog. Now step your left foot through. Bring the right foot in. Now, if I get up to warrior 1 here and doesn't feel right, make it work, right? Turn your body, bring the foot in, whatever you need to do to square everything to the front. Shoulders down. Feel it through every part of your foot. Keep that heart lifted, shoulders down. Take a breath in. Exhale, open it to warrior 2. Open it up now to the right side of your mat. Reverse warrior. Left arm up. Warrior 2. Side angle pose, lean into this leg, right arm up, or extended over the right ear, but make sure that the chest stays open. Now, I want you to, wherever that right arm is, I want you to sweep it behind you. Try to bring the fingertip, the back of the hand, around to that left hip crease, and as you do that, open that right shoulder and take the gaze up beyond it. And extend that right arm back up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Stay there, exhale. One more full breath here. Now inhale back to warrior one. Take a breath in and out. Inhale, bring the heel up. Exhale into your high lunge. Find your balance here. Make sure the center is working because we're going into the twist from here, so we want to be really tight through the middle. Take a breath in and out. One more inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Again, try to spiral the body. Don't lean forward with it. Turn the body, extend the arms front to back. And inhale back up. Exhale, drop the hand. Step back to downward dog. Now, once you reach your downward dog here, bring the knees down. Take a little rest in child's pose. Two more breaths here. All right, extend the arms forward. Come to your downward dog. 3 full breaths here. And then we're going to walk our feet forward. Come back to the top of your mat, making your way into a forward bend. Grab those elbows and hang. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rolling up or come up extended back. Hands together. Now this time, open those arms. Find your mountain pose. All right, we're going to work on balance a little bit. We're going to do tree pose again. I'm pretty sure we did it last week, but we're going to do it anyway. I feel like it's like a benchmark, right? Like you kind of always know where you are when you do tree pose because we do it, I don't want to say most of the time, but we probably do it most of the time. So find your mountain pose. Remember, use the wall, doorway, whatever you like. You never even have to take your foot off the ground, but once you got that weight equal through the whole body, both sides of the body, turn one knee out. Stay tall through the center of the body, right when I feel like the crown of the head just being pulled up. If you want to bring that foot up off the floor, you can, but you want to keep the knee. We want to work more on the knee being out than the foot being high. So if you bring the foot up and that knee kind of drifts back to the front, we're just going to go lower and push that knee out. Take your hands wherever you like. Find a focal point. I'm never looking at my camera usually. I'm looking up, but find one focal point. Now, kind of going in and out of it a little bit. Start over. Start with, a mountain pose. You're gonna notice if everything's feeling balanced and even, and then you move into that next level. Now, we never want to push into our knee joint. If your heel gets close to the knee joint or you're way up here and your toes are near the knee joint, it's okay as long as you're not pushing in with that foot, right? And if you got the slippery tights on, you might have a hard time maintaining the foot up anyway. So again, feel free to just use the floor for an extra little prop today, right? Arms can then continue up and open. You can do whatever you like. And then we have to do what? We have to breathe. So make sure that you try to take one full breath in and out when you're there, then come out of it if you need to. Maybe you can take a couple, maybe you do 3, maybe every week you notice that you can do a little bit more, whatever. Now, come back to mountain pose when you've come out of that first side. And as we did when we crossed our legs, you might unconsciously always work on the side that you know you have a little bit better balance on. Nothing wrong with that. Every once in a while though, like start to recognize patterns that you do. So if you always bring your right foot off the ground first, sometimes try it the other way. Give the other side the first try because you do have a little bit more strength. I mean, just a little bit more on the side, on side number 1. We haven't done it yet, right? So let's try the other side. Again, I'm tight, I'm tall, I'm open. Same thing, turn that knee out. Find your balance, find that focal point. Keep pressing the knee to the side. Same thing, do whatever you like with those arms. But you never want to feel like you're coming down or inward. We want to always be open and tall. Feel that energy moving up and out. All right, if you're still in your balance, then it's wonderful. Just stay there. If you've come out of it and you were away from the mat, we're going to all rejoin back at the top of our mat in mountain pose. All right. Roll the shoulders back, lift your heart. One more full breath here in mountain pose. Take the arms up, inhale. Exhale, dive into that forward bend. Lead with your heart. Come as far forward as you can, and then in, let the head relax, let the head hang down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Now plant the hand, make your way into your plank one more time. Inhale as you get there. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Now, if you have blocks, or at least one, bring it close to you. We're going to do some kneeling work that you're going to want at least one block for. Now, as we come out of that child's pose, I want you to bring your right foot forward. We're going to come into a kneeling lunge. Now, we're going to be stretching over toward that front leg. So if you have a block, put it right outside the hip of whichever leg is forward. Now, if you have 2 blocks handy, I recommend you put one on either side. All right, we're going to start out bringing the arms up. Now, move the hips a little more forward. Did you see how the hip kind of slid forward? I just got a little bit more stretch here, but I still have my front knee. I'm not going to let it go beyond those toes. It's right over the ankle or the arch of the foot. Arms up, shoulders down. Now take your right hand down to that block. Left hand reaches up just a little bit more as you inhale. Exhale, take that left arm across to the right. So I'm just increasing that stretch also with my left side here. Now inhale, come back up. I'm going to bring my weight back over that hip, lift the toes of the front foot off the mat. Now I'm going to lead with my heart. Inhale, exhale, forward bend. Blocks can go a little more forward or hands on the mat. But again, we never want to stay rounded over back here, so lengthen that back and then move forward. All right, let's come out of that. Come back up onto all fours. Let's just do a little modified camel here before we do the other side. So just come up over the knees here, hips over the knees. Bring your fist right below the lower back. Push into the back of the hip. Pull your elbows together and lift your heart. Take the gaze up. Slowly come out of that. Bring your left foot forward, or your other foot if you happen to be on the other side. Take this block right outside the hip of the forward leg. Shift forward into that lunge. Bring the arms up, shoulders down. You're going to want to have this fairly close to that hip. Now, take this, whatever leg is in front. Mine's my left. I'm going to take the same arm, my left hand, down to the block. The other arm, I'm going to reach up as I inhale. Exhale, go over to that side. I love the way I feel this in front of the hip of my back leg, if that makes sense. Now inhale as you come back up, shift your weight back, lift the toes of that forward foot, and come into your forward bend. So remember, we want to extend as we inhale, and exhale, move forward. Now, do you see how I just kind of pulled my hip back? Make sure those hips are even with each other behind you, and then let the body move forward. All right, let's do that modified camel pose one more time. You can tuck the toes under for more comfort. Bring the hands to the lower back. Again, I want you to really work on that arch, so we're lifting the heart up, pulling the elbows toward each other. If you want to even reach back, touch the heels real quick, you can do that. Now inhale as you come up. Exhale into child's pose one last time. Bring the arms in. They're either going to be under the forehead for a little pillow, or bring them along the legs. Now ease out of it. Bring the legs around in front of you. We did this earlier today. Let's see how it feels now. Get the hips nice and even. Shoulders back. Take the arms up as you inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, move forward. Take your time. Get to where you feel like it feels. It feels to where it feels good, right? You're really feeling everything lengthening and moving down. Our bodies are cooling down a little bit already from less movement. So pay attention to that as we start getting into the last few things that we're going to do. You're starting to feel the coolness. You can always put something back on before we get onto our back. Now come out of that, and we're going to roll to the back slowly. If this isn't good for your back, I want you to turn sideways, come down, and then roll over. But if you're with me here, keep the belly tight, roll down. Hands can stay behind the legs. Keep it tight. Now when you get that lower back onto the mat, you can relax a little bit, come all the way down. But make sure you're in a good spot on your mat. You've got a little bit of room beyond the head. Once you're down here, I want you to bring both knees in. Let's give the back a moment, right? Ugh. Think of what it does throughout the day. The spine, our back, it carries everything. The strong core is helpful, right? We want to have strong abdominals, strong lower back muscles, strong glutes. But the spine is under a lot of strain throughout the day. So, we want to be able to bend over without thinking and pick something up or twist or do all these different things. So that's why we got to keep moving it in every direction. Circle a little bit one way. And then go the other way. Let's bring those feet up and move them a little bit, flex and point them, however you want to do these last few movements. Circle one way, and then the other. All right, now let's start over in that bent knees position. Let's make sure everything's aligned before we start moving. Bring the arms alongside you. Take a breath in and out. On the next inhale, bring the arms overhead. On the exhale, bring the right knee into the chest. Give that a moment, right? Feel the lower back relaxing again. Pull this in, feel the back of the leg. Now, let the left leg go all the way out. I'm so not tall, and I still can't quite get in the right spot here. All right, now, one more breath here. On the next inhale, I want you to open your right arm to the floor, and on the exhale, pull that right knee across. Keep the right foot in contact with that left leg, right? Don't let it drop in front. We want to keep it right at the knee and pull the knee across and keep the shoulders even, and then maybe even looking to that right hand. And then inhale, come onto the back, right into thread the needle this time, maybe bringing that left foot up if you like. All right, uncross the legs, keep the knees in. Keep the left knee in, right leg's gonna slowly extend all the way out. Open the left arm as you inhale. Exhale, twist and pull the left knee across to the right. So the hips, the left hip has to come off the mat, but the shoulders do not. All right, as you come out of that, left foot to the right knee, come into that thread the needle. Now we are running close to 10 o'clock, but I do want to do one more twist before we get into our Savasana. So uncross the legs. Now you can either begin with your feet off the mat. We're going to keep the legs together, and this is of course the most challenging, or sometimes feeling like the deepest twist. So your next option would be to just drop the feet down and start it from here. And then you can also take the feet apart, right? So the knees don't stay side by side, or feet together, but we kind of off center toward the left before we go right. So pick one of those. We're only going to go one time right and one time left. So whatever you want to do, you want to do the same on each side. So open the arms when you're ready. Take a full breath in and out. And then inhale again and prepare yourself so you can exhale and twist those knees to the right. And again, out, we're going to try to keep that left shoulder down. Left arm is extended away from you. Try to look to the left. If that's just a little bit much on the neck, just keep your eyes up. One more breath here. On that inhale, bring the knees up. Exhale, go the other way. And inhale, bring the knees up. All right, everybody, let's bring our feet down to the mat. Slowly stretch your legs all the way out. Let's bring those arms overhead, and as they come overhead, we're going to inhale, stretching from our fingertips all the way to the toes. And then as you exhale, let the body start to relax. We're going to keep the arms over the head. We just kind of let the tension flow out of us. Take a breath in and out while you're just resting. Let's try that again. Inhale, stretch and hold. Exhale, relax. And one last time. Here we go. Full body stretch, inhale. Big exhale. Slowly bring those arms somewhere lower than shoulder height. We're going to move the feet apart, legs apart a little bit. Let the feet kind of drop open. Wiggle around if you need to get more comfortable. You can also use the wall if you want to elevate your legs for a moment. If you want any other position for Savasana, feel free to do that. Get a blanket or anything if you need to be a little bit more comfortable, a little warmer. But once you find that perfect spot, eyes are closed now. And all we're going to do is think about our breath. We rely on it 24/7, but we don't really focus on it and use it to help our bodies move a little better or feel a little better. We don't really focus on that too often. So take a moment here. Feel the breath coming in. Feel it still expanding throughout every part of your body. As you exhale, we're going to let the breath go along with the tension, the tightness. And again, inhale. And exhale. So just take some time here. This is your final relaxation. If it's really feeling great today, I encourage you to stay longer. If you don't have anything coming up, just enjoy it. Give yourself 5 minutes. What's 5 minutes? Every breath out, you just feel as if you get a little heavier into the mat. You feel a little bit more relaxed. And we're still feeling that breath as it comes in. Try to still have it engaged and coming all the way to the belly each time. All right, continue resting if you're enjoying that. If you need to get moving, go ahead and move slowly at first. Move the fingers and toes a little bit. And then you can make the movements a little bigger. Move the hands and feet. I'm going to come over to you. I'm going to say namaste. I'm going to stop my recording.